Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to episode 4 of My Soup is Too Damp.
Helcom. Shit.
My soup's too damp.
This is a comedy podcast where we discuss anecdotes and stories about working in hospitality sent in from listeners. Things like a nightmare customer or a really embarrassing situation or just something fucking weird. So each episode, one of us reads out a chosen anecdote which the others haven't heard before, and we discuss it with our mouths.
All three of them.
Each.
Mostly at the same time.
3 mouths each. We're like aliens or something.
I don't like it.
With me, we have Alex Perry.
Hello.
And Garry.
Sorry.
And Garry Smith.
Hi.
And I'm Stephen Smith.
Say hello, weird.
Hello.
Too weird.
That wasn't weird enough.
Oh, okay.
We've all worked in hospitality industry for many years.
Yes.
And may include our own personal experiences.
Maybe. If
No,
you're lucky.
I'm not doing it this time.
This is kind of anecdote to TripAdvisor, which it seems has empowered the customer. This has given rise to the food critic. Arseholes. It's given rise to arseholes.
The food... No, I got nothing for it. I thought I had something.
Shitty.
The food cretins? No, it's not good.
Work on it.
Okay.
You can be part of our podcast by sending us an anecdote. You can do it anonymously, and we might include it. That being said, I did say it. Here's episode 4 of My Soup is Too Damp. Fucking drowning in it.
Soup is damp.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. I think I might sing the whole episode.
Yeah, apparently so.
So this is from Chris.
Chris.
This is actually is from Chris's mum's perspective. So
What's Chris's mum's name?
Do you know?
Christine.
No. Can we call
that how it
her
works?
Jan?
Okay. I won't refer to her name from this point on though. But she's called Jan.
Jan Shilton, the lady that runs the B&B. Yeah. I'm on it.
Yeah. She does. I think this is in the 90s sometime.
Spice Girls, Pop World.
That's just still Spice Girls. Oh no.
No, you're
isn't
thinking
that
Spice
different?
World.
I'm thinking Spice World.
Spice World,
Yeah, we know the 90s. We remember it. It wasn't that long ago.
Cajun Spices.
Push Up Pops,
Tables.
Polly Pocket. Go.
All right. So the 90s.
Skateboards.
One of the worst guests I've had to stay.
What's wrong with Jan?
I think Jan's drunk.
Yeah.
It's just wasted.
Classic Jan.
One of the worst guests I've had to stay was a man from Champagne, France.
Uh-huh.
He was probably the vainest man I have ever met. From the beginning to the end, he was a pest. He would emerge from his bedroom when all of the guests have gone and the boys were at school, perched himself at the top of the stairs in a jockstrap, asked me what my plans for the day were.
What?
Nice.
Stylish. I would ignore him and carry on hoovering. That's mad. What is he doing?
Yeah, no, that's mental. I would, yeah.
Is he genuinely interested in her day? And it just seems insincere because he's wearing a jockstrap.
I'm imagining he's got his hands on his hips while he's saying it as well. And that just adds to it.
Too confident in it. He would also leave suggestive notes all over his room each week on cleaning day.
Nice.
Like
Such
what?
as, yeah.
I imagine specific to cleaning the hotel.
could you
hotel
please-
room.
Oh, not like.
Can you please
hey,
iron my shirt?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's bang.
Do you want to cuddle?
Like my towels are real dirty.
My jock strap needs washing.
Shower is so hot.
And
you-
steamy right now.
Could you have a look at my trouser press, please?
Yeah. I mean, trouser
yeah,
presses,
that's
they're definitely known
sexy.
for being
Could
sexy,
you
aren't
please
they?
press my trousers?
Yeah, absolutely crazy and inappropriate thing to do, really.
Yeah.
Also, nothing sexier than post-it notes.
Yes, I find that.
Post-it notes, definitely. Yeah, because you leave notes for someone like on their computer,
I'll post your note.
and you draw like a heart on it.
It's mostly a cock and balls,
or a
right?
cock and
It's
balls.
cock and balls pretty
Yeah.
much 90%.
But
That's
yeah,
what
no,
he's doing,
I'm-
right?
That's like an analog dick pic,
Yeah,
unsolicited.
there you go.
I eventually had enough, but my bluntness only seemed to encourage him more. But that was not all. One day, he decided to throw his bright red cashmere socks into my washing machine full of white bedding.
What a prick.
He did what? Sorry, remember that past me again? He threw a red sock.
Cashmere
A
sock.
cashmere sock.
Probably not even on the right wash cycle for cashmere.
No.
Inconsiderate.
All in the white bedding. Lo and behold, they all turned pink.
Of course they did. That's an absolute classic.
So the sexual harassment,
And
bit
now
annoying,
fucking with the laundry.
but
Terrible.
red sock in my whites.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to mess up a whole cycle there, isn't it?
So she murdered him, right?
Let's find out.
I'm so
That's right.
betting on murder, right?
Instead of offering to pay for a new set, he got his wife to drive over from France to get the colour out, which she failed to do.
She drove all the way from France
To wash the
some
sheets.
bed sheets.
Try and get the pink out of the
Amazing.
bed sheets.
Well, he's trying to flirt with Jan.
Yes,
Yeah,
a recipe for
don't
disaster.
invite your wife.
No.
Don't do that.
That is, I mean, it just seems like such a bizarre thing to do. Also, his wife, I'd be like, no, I'm not coming. No, I'm not driving.
Especially if you get a
to do that.
post-it note through the mail as well, and that's how it comes through. You'd be like, oh, fucking hell.
Maybe
I ain't driving
maybe
all
he
the
does
way
write
there.
all of his notes on post-its. I bet they get lost all the time. You know when they lose their stick.
Well, that's because you peel them off wrong. That's
Well,
why.
it got to her because she arrived.
No, sure. I mean, she turned up to what?
I can't believe
Use
that.
the washing machine at the bed and breakfast.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, she must have been some sort of stain washing wizard.
Oh, my wife's a stain remover by trade. She'll come over from France.
Years of
It's
dealing with
fine.
his jockstrap. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
she's a pro. She knows.
He's been accidentally dyeing his jock straps for years in the wrong colour because he keeps mixing up the wrong coloured socks with the jock strap.
Very stubborn stains. That's what it is.
Okay.
However, I did take some small pleasure in leaving all the notes he had left me over the weeks on a notice board in the hallway for his wife to read.
Oh, nice to see.
Trying to match that up.
Addressing the balance. Nice. Good on you.
I had been talking to a few of my other guests about him and his behaviour, and that he considered himself the dog's bollocks, therefore was unlikely to give up. He asked me to store some wine for him. I was so irritated by his attitude and behaviour that between myself, a few guests and a friend...
Are you burping? Is that what's happening?
You got gas?
Oh dear.
We were meant to do. We all burped before we came here, like pros.
Yeah,
And you're
I had
here
one
gassing
more.
the place up. Come on, where were you?
Yeah, so he asked me to store some wine for him. I was so irritated by his attitude and behaviour that between myself and a few guests and a friend, we drank the case of wine,
Oh, nice.
very carefully opening and replacing it with Ribena afterwards.
Very
That's
good.
funny. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ribena, man, not just normal cordial blackcurrant.
No, I
shit.
mean, Ribena's expensive, so they
Yeah,
did go sort of top of the range squash
brand.
there, didn't they?
Personally, it would be, for me, if I was doing it, piss and food dye.
Well,
Right?
Sure.
he's going to know it's Ribena, or at least not wine, so you might as well piss in it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's not going to carry on drinking.
No, I like that she sort of thought about it and was like, look, I don't want to mess him up that much. At least he'll get a delicious drink.
That's what she's thinking.
Yeah.
We were all very pleased with ourselves for our little trick, but when it came to his departure, he told me the wine was a gift for having him to stay.
Oh, no!
The joke was on me, as it was rather an expensive case of French red, but at least he was gone, which was a gift in itself.
Also,
Ah,
she
got
drank
him.
it, right?
Yeah.
She drank the wine, so she did actually get to, it's not like she poured it down the sink and then filled it with Ribena.
No, but she sort of pissed it away. She just guzzled it and
Exactly.
basically had value.
Hey man, whatevs. It's fine.
Maybe that period of time before finding that information out, she was like, I've got a nice sense of revenge. I've fucked him over. There's a
Yeah.
whole Ribena thing. And maybe that period of time is enough reward to be happy.
Yeah, like she was sort of wandering around, sort of, chuckling to herself, maybe, quite excited about the fact that she'd replaced the wine with Ribena, being like, oh, I'm so clever.
And also, she gets her Ribena back now.
Mate,
so she can
does.
use it.
She hasn't
prefer
wasted
Ribena.
that money
Yeah.
on the Ribena at all.
But imagine she fell for it. She's like, oh, wicked, drinks it. Ah, it's Ribena.
What motherfucker did that?
Sweet irony. It tastes berry-like.
Right, but I'm going to say it. I don't think that a case of wine is suffice to allow the sexual harassment to happen.
No,
So
of
don't worry
course.
about it. You know, I'm going to behave like an asshole the whole time.
I don't think
I'll just pay
any
you off
amount
with some
of
wine.
wine
It's
is
expensive.
okay for that at all.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Get me a Lambrini. Sorted.
Bottle of Lambrini.
Yeah.
Any revenge-based situations you remember?
Well, I've only got little tiny ones where all you do is just readdress the balance, just little things. And I've spoken to people at my work about it before. And yeah, somebody was telling me about these two little old ladies came in, it's lunchtime, and we got like a restaurant up some stairs that no one ever goes in at lunch. And these two little ladies just snuck in, up to the restaurant, sat themselves down. No, not speaking to anyone, and that's a pet peeve anyway. And then Sally goes up to them and goes, "Oh, hi, you know, you looking for? Do you want some menus and stuff?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah." It's like, have you booked this table?" It's like, "Oh, no." It's like, right, well, let me just go and find out whether it's booked, knowing full well it's definitely not booked, just to put them on edge. And and when she was telling me this, I was like, "Mate, I do it constantly. I do this all the time." It's like, "Oh, we're just gonna sit here. Okay, yeah, let me just see the bookings." And I'm walking there going, "Oh no, that's free. That table's free. Give it a minute."
You've got to kind of make people realise that they're in the wrong, though.
You're training them.
You've got to show them what
You've
the
got to
system
go,
is.
no, this isn't the system. You can't play it that way, because if we are fully booked, then you've messed up the whole plan for the whole day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't work that way. Basically, we're in charge. And you've come in, and
You're on our fucking
you're on
turf.
our turf.
Yeah.
All right. You want some sort of war, old bitch? Then we will.
I will go to war.
We will go to war with you, like that.
But I'd never spit in anyone's food. I think that's too far. I wouldn't spit in someone's food.
I've never.
That's
spat in
revenge.
food.
I'm not sure your example was true.
Well, no, I'm just, it's readdressing the balance, those tiny little moments, but no ever proper full-on revenge, like doing a shit in the moose or anything.
Yeah.
Heard of, so you think people would be a bit more careful.
Again, seen it in films. That Ben Affleck film, Waiters. I mean, that sums up the whole thing. It's great.
Okay, so something did happen, actually, that's twigged my memories. It's not really revenge as much as just sort of doing something because you've fucking had enough, you know? So it's not really revenge.
Like punching a baby.
Nearly.
Okay, interesting.
A toddler.
Basically,
Kicking.
there was a time when we were at work and we were busy, like stupid busy, like to the point where all the staff have lost it, all the customers have lost it, no one knows what's going on. It's just insane. But you're trying to keep everything together as much as possible. Then you get one table in particular that are unbelievably difficult, and you're fighting so hard to make sure they have the most glorious of times, and it's just not really working out because they're complaining about everything. Just being really, really hard to deal with and not accepting any of our, friendliness and positive vibes or anything. And after being incredibly rude to all of the staff, they, at the end of their meal, they were like, "Where is our birthday cake? We need the birthday cake." So I think the manager went out the back to go and find birthday cake, and she looked at it. She's Aussie, and she went, "This cake looks shit," and she punched it. And she punched the top of the cake because she was like, "Looks shit anyway, and you've been a pain in the ass." So she just took the cake out, put the candles in the top. I don't think it was like mega smashed, but it was enough for all of the staff to have some light relief after that. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I think one of our members of staff was laughing so much she had to go out, go and calm down. She had to walk out the building because she was giggling. She punched a cake right in the face.
Punch a cake, yeah, too right. I've eaten shit off of people's cake out of spite.
But anyway, they didn't complain that they thought that their cake had been punched. So I think
Terrifying.
it was fine, maybe.
But yeah. Basically, you're in control, aren't you?
Yeah.
And when you're a member of staff working in a bar, you're in control of the situation.
Yeah.
So if anyone's being a dick, you've got the next move.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
So like waving
The money.
the money
Yeah.
at the bar.
Do not wave money at me.
You're not next, mate.
Yeah.
You're going last now.
Yeah.
Well, what I used to do when I was a bit braver, would be just to rob the money off of them and just go, whoop, cheers, thanks, put it in my pocket. And they're like, whoa, that means no, this guy's first, and then this guy, and then this guy.
Yeah, thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
What I used to do when we used to work at a big venue in Kentish Town was
Fancy Kentish Town.
Nice Kentish Town, the glorious golden streets of Kentish Town. We would get really, really busy for gigs, like sort of 2,000 people busy, and you'd have people who would be waiting for a certain amount of time in a queue, and whilst that was happening, they would make friends with the person standing next to them, and therefore, when you got to them, they'd turn around and go, she's next.
Yeah.
And you go, no, that's not how it works. Just because you've made friends now and you think that it's valid. So if they used to say to me, she's next or he's next, then I would just go, no, they're not, and walk off and go and serve somebody else. Yeah, by this point, the next person is infuriated because they've just made a friend and their friend said that they were next. And it's like, but you're fucking not. You're fucking not, because you lot are pissed and I'm not. So I can see what's going on. And out of my magical bar vision, I can see who's walking towards this long bar. I can see it. So fuck off.
When we used to work at a place, there was a mirror when you turn around to serve drinks, and you would see someone fucking snake in, and you're like, nah, I'm on you. I've got eyes on you. I know where you are. I know what position you're in. Don't try me.
Yeah.
But if you're playing that game where you're like, this person's next, they're just trying to sort of get in that person's pants, etc., etc.
It's not even that. It's people like, it's all right, mate, I'm going to do you a favour. I'll do you a favour because we've made friends now. And it's like, no, it doesn't work
but
like
they're
that,
using
darling.
you to offset to, you're part of their game to benefit from that situation. You're just a pawn in that. And
It's
you're
how
like,
you
what am I
always
gonna do?
get served next is go, this guy was first.
Yeah. I once had, this is a different place I worked. I've worked in many establishments, like too many. It was a really, really busy bar night, and a girl came up to the bar and she went, I actually want a pint of lager. And I was like, okay, well, we serve cans and bottles here. Well, that's not true, because the last time I came to the bar, I actually had a pint of beer. And I was like, we don't do draft beer here. As you can see, there is no draft beer here. She went, what's that then? And I went, that's a till.
Brilliant. That's fucking great.
I love that, because all of the other customers heard, and then they all giggled. And then she didn't want anything. She just walked off. And I was like, hi, stupid. You're stupid. I win. Get away from me.
No, if I was at a bar and I heard that, man, I'd fucking rip right into them. That'd be brilliant.
Well, that's, you hear ridiculous things, the ridiculous attempts to get to be served next. I get, give us a drink, Jesus, because I look like Jesus.
Yeah, how's that ever gonna fucking work, ever?
Yeah, I'm not, give us a fucking drink, Jesus. I'm not going to, Buddha. Yeah. He's fat and bald.
Oh.
In this anecdote, he's fat and bald.
Or you just give him a glass of water and go, trust me, that was wine a minute ago, so you enjoy that. I'm on the house.
Okay. Ridiculous. Okay, thank you, Chris's mum, Jan.
Thanks, Jan.
Nice one, Jan.
We're now going to do a little segment we call Trip Offender. Let's sing the song together.
No.
All in sequence. Trip Offender.
Trip Offender.
Don't we normally play music in this bit anyway, so...
Yeah, it's happening now.
Trip Offender.
Okay, so this Trip Offender, I've already told you that. Alex.
Hello.
What you got?
So, ready? Heard lots of positives, so decided to give this place a try. The food was average but edible. The negatives for me was the amount of teenagers running round without a sense of direction.
What? What am I picturing?
I'm just imagining loads of teenagers sort of running into walls.
Just through tables.
Yeah, they've got no idea what's going on. Also, I don't mind paying premium prices if I'm getting the service, but here you have to pay for drinks.
What?
Yeah, I know, absolutely disgusting, isn't it? If I'm paying premium price, I don't want to pay for my drinks. They should be free at all times. What's the next bit? Also, the lights were far too bright, so I found myself squinting over my dinner. Very disappointed. Ta-da! An example of a pointless TripAdvisor. None of it made any sense.
Everybody knows that sight is 9/10 of taste. Or is that smell?
Oh, sight?
Touch.
Can't
It's
see-
touch.
If you can't see the food as much, your other senses are lifted and you can taste more.
It might be touch, because if you can't feel it in your mouth, it just falls out.
I was thinking that you just poke in mash, going, oh, well, that feels tasty.
Punching a cake.
Yeah, it's rich.
Oh no, this one looks shit. Oh no, hang on.
Punch
That's
the
sight.
table,
Doesn't make
hurt
sense.
my hand a little bit.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, all right, see you later. Right. So I got one titled Fine Dining. No! Everything seemed fine on arrival, greeted well and escorted to dining room. Decor was great and we were looking forward to a great evening. However, things went downhill from there. Service was poor. The menu arrived. A set 3-course menu for $34.50. Unfortunately, there were only 3 choices for each of the 3 courses.
Oh my god.
And I did not particularly like any of the starters or mains, but we made our choices. We ordered a special cocktail, a glass of wine, and some water. Eventually they arrived. The wine and water were lukewarm, so I asked for a glass of ice, which did arrive, having requested it a second time. And then she just put the special. The table next to us wanted a top-up of water, which arrived after some time, but the waitress topped up our glasses, not theirs.
Idiots! God, you should have been like, hey, we were thirsty anyway.
Chuck the water at them, fuck it.
Yeah.
Our meals arrived. The starters were poor, and the sea trout for the maid was big as a fish finger. The table of 4 next to us was served 2 starters, and after some time the waitress came to their table to say she had delivered them to the wrong table, picking up the offending items and carried and delivered them to the correct table of 2. So this person's got an eye on fucking everything that's going on here.
I'm watching every table.
It's got cameras rigged up.
Yeah. I must admit the desserts were excellent. Fine dining, I think not. Not to be repeated.
I like how they were escorted to the dining room like they were going to prison.
Yeah, I'm imagining shackles.
Yeah, handcuffs.
Oh.
Also, if you've got a set menu and you've got 3 choices for starters, mains, and desserts, I'd say that was an okay selection.
That's the set menu.
You can find something.
Imagine what the chefs have got to make if there's like 6 of each. That's not the point of a set menu, is it?
No.
But also, if you're going to a place and you fucking aren't open to food and you're going to the set menu and you're a picky motherfucker, then you're screwed. You're not going to like anything.
Eat at home.
Get out.
I got one.
Alright.
Unless you got any more.
I've got one little one, but I'll save it for after this.
I really love this place. I've been going since it opened. I had the hugest crush on the daughter of the owner,
Oh.
Oh!
and would come in after class when I was at school and try and talk to her. But the skate store next door opened up and all the skaters got to her and one of them got her pregnant. I never saw her again. Oh yeah, the donut's really good.
That is definitely a reason to write a review, isn't it? 100%.
I think there's more going on, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there is
rather
more
than the
going on.
food.
Did you write that review?
No, I hate donuts.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he should have just written something like a little love note on a post-it or something and given it to her.
Mental, that's bizarre. One of them got him pregnant. Fair enough, though.
I got another tiny one.
Go on.
Was murdered here. Would not recommend. There's a lot of questions in that.
Wow, so many questions.
That's mental.
Mate,
What?
fair enough though, if you're a ghost and you're writing on TripAdvisor,
And you got murdered there. You'd
you'd go straight on. That's, I'd say.
It'd one star, it'd one star.
And also, that's your unfinished business as a ghost.
Yeah.
She types it up on TripAdvisor and he disappears into the ether. I got one sentence and it's beautiful. So bad, not worth reviewing.
Reviewing?
It's not worth reviewing.
Oh my god!
Spell REBIWWI. I don't know. Are they making a
W's.
point? But that's normally love giving feedback, but it's not even worth it. Please spend your hard-earned money elsewhere.
That's feedback.
That is feedback. That is
That's
technically
feedback,
a
and
review.
even-
Just because you spent it reviewing.
As small as that is, you've taken the time to leave a review.
Not the time to check the spelling.
No. Yay, Trip Offender! Trip Offender!
Hey!
Yay!
Okay, well, thank you, Jan and Chris, for your stories.
Not really, Jan.
Well, Jan.
Fake Jan, thanks, fake Jan.
Flan, thank you, Flan. And thank you for listening.
You got what I need.
So yes, if this has sparked off anything for you, if you want to send your stories in, send them to info@wobblylobster.co.uk.
Do you want to say that one more time?
Okay, but I'll say it exactly the same. info@wobblylobster.co.uk.
There's no H's.
You're right, there isn't. The next soup is Too Damp, is out next Friday. So please come on by and have a listen.
Yay, do it, please, thanks.
Thank you, love you, bye.
Also-
What else?
You can share it about and like it and
Yeah,
stuff.
if you want to like it and share it about.
You can do that stuff.
Comment on it. You can comment
You
these
can
days.
comment and like it and then share it with your friends.
Print it out and put it up around town, post it on trees.
You could put it on a bus.
You could write it out with a plane in the sky.
You could have a blimp.
You could have a blimp, but you probably don't. Cheers. Bye.
It's an important note to leave on.
You don't have a blimp. Bye.
So surreal.